Fathers, this will break your heart. I destroyed my daughter's life to save it. My 16-year-old daughter Emma came home with a black eye. She said she fell off her bike, but Emma hadn't ridden a bike in 3 years. When I pressed her, she got defensive, snapped at me to mind my own business. That's when I knew something was seriously wrong. Then I noticed the bruises on her wrists, finger-shaped marks that she tried to hide with long sleeves. When I asked about them, she said she bruised easily, always had. She started wearing heavy makeup to school, staying late for study groups. When I called the school, they had no record of any after-school activities. The worst part was watchwoking her change. My confident, outgoing daughter became quiet, jumpy. She'd flinch when I hugged her, stopped eating dinner with us, started locking her bedroom door. Her grades dropped from A's to C's. Teachers called about her falling asleep in class. When I tried to talk, she'd just say she was tired. Then I found the test kit hidden in her backpack. It read positive. When I confronted her, she broke down crying, begged me not to tell her mother, said it would ruin everything. Dad, please, you don't understand. He said he loves me. He's going to marry me after graduation. When I asked who he was, she went silent. That's when I started following her after school, staying back in my car, watching from a distance. What I saw made my stomach turn. She was meeting a guy in his early 30s at a coffee shop downtown, holding hands, kissing like they were a normal couple. I confronted him the next day, waited outside his apartment building when he came out for work. "You're seeing my 16-year-old daughter." He didn't deny it, just smiled, said Emma was mature for her age, that they had something special I wouldn't understand. I told him to stay away from her or I'd call the police. He laughed, said Emma would never forgive me if I ruined their bond, that she'd chosen him over her family. That night, Emma didn't come home. Her phone went straight to voicemail. At 2 a.m., I drove to his apartment building, saw her car parked outside. I sat there until morning, planning what I was going to do. When she finally came out at 7 a.m., getting ready for school like nothing happened, I followed her, confronted her in the school parking lot. "Emma, you're expecting a little one fathered by a grown man. This isn't love, this is harm." She screamed that I didn't understand, that David loved her, that I was trying to ruin her happiness. I told her I was calling the police. She said if I did, she'd never speak to me again, that she'd run away, and I'd never see her or my grandchild. But I couldn't let this continue. I called Detective Sarah Chen, someone I knew from coaching Little League, told her everything about David Martinez, the 30-something who was manipulating my daughter. Sarah said they'd been watching him. He'd done this before with other girls not yet at the age, but the teens always refused to cooperate. The next morning, they arrested him at his apartment. Serious charges, reckless endangerment, manipulation accusations that would put him away for years. Emma found out at school when her friends saw it on the news. She came home screaming that I'd destroyed her life, that David was innocent, that she loved him, and now he was gone forever. The trial lasted 6 months. Emma refused to testify, said I'd forced her to lie about everything. The prosecutor had to rely on text messages, photos, evidence of their connection that proved he knew she was underage. During the trial, we learned the truth. David had 3 previous entanglements with young ones, always the same pattern: gifts, promises of love, then isolation and control. Emma moved out the day she turned 17, went to live with my sister, wouldn't speak to me for 2 years. The little one was born healthy, but Emma struggled with the reality of being a teenage mother. David got 8 years in prison, but the damage was done. Last month, Emma called me for the first time in years. "Dad," she said quietly, "I understand now what he did to me, what you saved me from. I found his other survivors online. They all have the same story. If you hadn't stopped him, I don't know where I'd be now."